Picture two people arriving at work on the same morning. One drives a car worth $80,000 and earns $15,000 every month. The other drives a car worth $12,000 and earns $5,000 every month. Everyone in that parking lot makes the same instant calculation. They assume the first person is winning at life. They assume the second person is still trying to catch up. But statistically, the second person may already be ahead. Not someday. Right now. While you were busy admiring the wrong car. This is the moment most people never get to see. The moment where the story everyone believes about money quietly falls apart. Because here is the truth nobody tells you. Income and wealth are not the same thing. They are not even cousins. One is motion. The other is mass. One is noise. The other is silence. And the gap between them is where most people lose their entire financial future without ever noticing it happening. Think of income as a faucet. Water pouring out, fast or slow, depending on your job, your raise, your bonus, your side hustle. Now think of wealth as a tank. The water collects there, or it does not. A massive faucet means nothing if the tank has a hole in the bottom. And a small, steady faucet can fill a tank completely, given enough time, given enough discipline, given enough patience. Most people spend their entire working life staring at the faucet, admiring its size, comparing it to other faucets, bragging about how wide it has become. Meanwhile, the tank sits behind them, quietly draining, and nobody turns around to look. Why do so many six-figure earners end up broke? Why does a raise so often make people poorer instead of richer? Why do households pulling in incredible salaries have less than $1,000 in savings? These are not rare stories. These are patterns. And patterns have causes. Let us start by destroying the belief that most of us were raised on. The belief that a bigger paycheck automatically means a bigger future. Society teaches us to read income as a scoreboard. The job title, the salary number, the size of the house, the brand on the wrist. We were trained to glance at these signals and instantly rank people. Richer, poorer, successful, struggling. But a scoreboard only tells you what happened in the last few minutes of the game. It does not tell you who actually wins. Here is where the trap begins to form, and it begins the moment someone gets a raise. Picture a person earning $4,000 a month. They live in a modest apartment. They drive an older car. Life feels tight, but manageable. Then a promotion arrives. Their income jumps to $6,000 a month. For one beautiful month, they feel free. The tank seems to be filling faster than ever. Then the apartment starts to feel small. Not because it changed, but because their eyes changed. A bigger apartment appears, slightly more expensive, but surely they can afford it now. The old car starts making strange noises. Or maybe it does not, but suddenly it feels embarrassing to drive. A newer car appears in the driveway with a new monthly payment attached to it like a second shadow. This is lifestyle inflation, and it moves with terrifying speed. Each upgrade does not just cost money once. It creates a new monthly obligation that did not exist before. The bigger apartment means a higher rent every single month for years. The new car means a new payment every single month for years. The faucet got wider, but somehow the tank stayed exactly the same size. Or worse, it started leaking even faster than before. Here is a number that should make you sit up straight. Studies on American households consistently show that a significant percentage of people earning over $100,000 a year report living paycheck to paycheck. Not because they do not earn enough, because their outflow expanded to match and then exceeded their inflow. The faucet got bigger. The tank developed a bigger hole. Now let us go deeper, because this is not just about money. This is about identity. Why do people upgrade their lives the moment their income rises? The answer lives inside something psychologists call social signaling. Humans are wired to communicate status through visible symbols. For most of history, this meant things like land, livestock, or jewelry. Today, it means cars, homes, vacations, gadgets, and brands. When income rises, the brain often interprets this as an invitation, almost a requirement, to upgrade the symbols. It is not simply about enjoying a nicer car. It is about what that car says to the world. It says, look how far I have come. It says, I belong in this category now. It says, do not compare me to who I used to be. This is where it gets uncomfortable. Many people are not spending money to enjoy their life. They are spending money to narrate their life to other people. Social media poured gasoline on this fire. Every scroll becomes a parade of curated success. The vacations, the renovated kitchens, the new cars parked in driveways with deliberately flattering angles. Nobody posts a photo of their retirement account balance. Nobody posts a screenshot of their automatic investment transfer. So an entire generation is now comparing their real financial life to other people's highlight reels and adjusting their spending to keep pace with an illusion. People are not buying products anymore. They are buying identities. The car is not just transportation. It is a costume. The house is not just shelter. It is a stage set. And stage sets are expensive to maintain. Now let us pull back the curtain on what this actually looks like financially, because the numbers are where the illusion completely collapses. Imagine a household earning $18,000 a month. Impressive on paper. But look closer. The mortgage on the larger home costs $5,000 a month. 2 car payments combined add up to $1,600 a month. Private school tuition for the children runs another $2,000 a month. Add streaming subscriptions, premium gym memberships, frequent dining out, a cleaning service, and seasonal vacations that somehow always end up on a credit card. By the time everything is accounted for, this household often has less than $500 left at the end of the month. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes a negative number, quietly absorbed by a credit card that rolls over every cycle, accumulating interest that nobody mentions out loud. This is hidden fragility. From the outside, this family looks like the picture of success. From the inside, one job loss, one medical emergency, one unexpected repair, and the entire structure begins to wobble. Compare that to a household earning $7,000 a month. Smaller home. Older cars, paid off years ago. Public school. A simple, unremarkable lifestyle that nobody would photograph for social media. But every single month, before anything else happens, 15% of that income moves automatically into investments. Not when it feels convenient. Not when there is something left over. First, always first. Now follow both of these households across 10 years. The $18,000 household has a slightly larger home, 2 cars that have been replaced twice, and a pile of consumer debt that quietly grows larger every single year. Because lifestyle never shrinks, even when the bonus that funded it does not repeat. The $7,000 household has been investing roughly $1,050 every single month for 10 years. With realistic market growth, that account has not just grown, it has multiplied. Compound growth does not whisper. After a decade, it roars. That household now has a 6-figure investment account, a paid-off home, 0 consumer debt, and something the other household does not have at any income level. Options. This is the moment the entire video has been building toward. The moment where the audience realizes the scoreboard was wrong the entire time. The $18,000 household cannot survive 6 months without their current paychecks. The $7,000 household could survive years. One of them looks rich. The other one is rich. And those are not the same sentence. So what do actual wealth builders do differently? It is rarely dramatic. It is rarely exciting. It almost never makes for a good photograph. They automate their investing, so the decision to build wealth is made once, and then repeated forever without willpower being involved. They define what enough actually means for their own life, instead of letting the world define it for them. They feel the pull of status spending, because everyone does, and they choose, again and again, quietly, to let that pull pass through them without acting on it. They keep their lifestyle stable even as their income rises, which means every raise becomes fuel for the tank instead of fuel for the faucet's reflection. They think in decades, not in months. And most importantly, they understand that the tank is the entire game. The faucet was only ever the introduction. Real wealth was never about how much pours in. It is about how much stays. Now return to that parking lot. 2 people arriving at work on the same ordinary morning. One driving a car that cost $80,000, earning $15,000 a month. The other driving a car that cost $12,000, earning $5,000 a month. You now know what is happening behind both of those windshields. One person is funding an image, one monthly payment at a time, with very little left over once the obligations are paid. The other person made a single decision years ago, set it on autopilot, and has been quietly, invisibly becoming wealthy ever since. Salary was never the real scorecard. It never was. The faucet only shows you what is pouring in. It says nothing about what is being kept. The richest person in that parking lot is rarely the one with the biggest paycheck. It is the one who learned how to keep the water.